I dream big, but do nothing. The neuroscience behind why and how to fix it. If you have ever planned something big and then done absolutely nothing about it, you are not lazy. There is a neurological cycle happening inside your brain that is actively preventing you from pursuing your goals. In this video, I will break down exactly how that cycle works and how to permanently break it. My name is Brian. I study cognitive science and computation at the University of North Texas. After 4 years of studying how the human mind works, what I am about to share with you is the single most fascinating and most actionable insight I have come across. Procrastination researcher Tim Peichel has spent decades studying why people fail to follow through on the things they promise themselves to do. His conclusion might surprise you. Procrastination is not a time management problem. Procrastination is an emotion regulation problem. Here is what that means. When you think about doing something important, whether it is launching a creative project, submitting an application, finishing an assignment, or getting a workout in, your brain does not respond with motivation. It generates a negative emotion, self-doubt, overwhelm, anxiety, fear that the result will not be good enough. And because your brain is wired to escape discomfort, it finds a way out. You clean your room, you reorganize your desk, you pick up your phone, you start scrolling. And just like that, the dread disappears and you feel relief. That relief is the problem. In psychology, behaviors that get rewarded get repeated. Your brain learns that avoiding a difficult task produces a short-term feeling of relief, and it begins doing this automatically. This is called the avoidance loop. You face a difficult task, you feel a negative emotion, you avoid the task, you feel relief, and the next time a challenge appears, you default to avoidance again because that is what your brain has been trained to do. At the neurological level, two systems are competing for control every time you face something hard. The first is the amygdala, your brain's threat detection system. When a task feels overwhelming or risky, the amygdala treats it like a physical danger and sends the signal to run. The second system is the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, the part of your brain responsible for action. It is designed to receive that fear signal, shut it down, and push you forward. When you procrastinate, your amygdala is winning. This is called amygdala hijack, where your emotional brain overrides your rational brain and you flee from the task. And here is why this compounds over time. Every single pass through the avoidance loop physically strengthens the neural pathway for procrastination. What you repeat, you become. The procrastination circuit gets faster. It becomes your default setting. Meanwhile, the discipline circuit weakens, like a muscle you stop training. So if your brain can train itself to avoid, can it train itself to act? Tim Peichel spent 20 years trying to answer that question. The answer is almost embarrassingly simple. You just have to start. Not finish, not perform well, just start. Commit to 5 or 10 minutes and stop thinking about the outcome. The entire strategy is to interrupt the avoidance loop before your brain can complete it. Here is how to do that in 2 steps. Step 1 is to catch it and name it. When you notice yourself procrastinating, identify the specific emotion underneath it. Are you overwhelmed, anxious, afraid of not being good enough? Simply naming the emotion is enough to shift your brain from its emotional state back into a rational one. Step 2 is to make your task stupidly small. Ask yourself what is the tiniest possible action you could take right now to make even minimal progress. Do not tell yourself you have to write a full essay tonight. Tell yourself your only job is to open the document and write for 10 minutes. Do not dread the 1-hour workout. Tell yourself your only task is to put on your shoes and walk outside. The reason this works is because the dread of starting is almost always far worse than the actual experience of doing the thing. Peichel demonstrated this in a study where he gave 45 students pagers, this was before smartphones, and paged them 8 times a day for 5 days leading up to an academic deadline. Each time the pager went off, students reported what they were doing, how they were feeling, and what they thought about the upcoming assignment. The results were consistent. Students avoided tasks they found difficult or unpleasant and replaced them with activities that were more engaging. Early in the week, they justified the avoidance constantly. They told themselves they work better under pressure, they would feel more motivated tomorrow, They perform better close to deadlines. But when the deadline finally forced them to begin, not one student said they were glad they had waited. Every single one said they wished they had started sooner and that the task was nowhere near as bad as they had imagined. You are not avoiding the task. You are avoiding the way you expect the task to make you feel, and your brain is wrong about that almost every time. Now you might be thinking you are not sitting on the couch doing nothing. You are busy constantly. So why can you still not start the project you have been putting off for months? The answer is that your brain will not let you sit idle because idleness triggers guilt, and guilt is another negative emotion your amygdala wants to escape. So it disguises avoidance as productivity, and it does this in two very specific ways. The first disguise is perfectionism. Research consistently shows that people who score higher on perfectionism are bigger procrastinators. Perfectionism makes you afraid your result will not be good enough, so you never begin in the first place. Studies have found that highly perfectionist professors publish fewer academic papers than their less perfectionist peers, even when controlling for work ethic. Perfectionism does not raise the quality of your output. It prevents output from existing at all. The second disguise is productive procrastination, and this one is the most dangerous because it feels legitimate. You are not lounging around. You are researching, you are planning, you are reorganizing your workspace. You are watching videos about productivity instead of actually being productive. Maybe you are watching this video right now instead of working on the project you keep telling yourself you will start soon. Feichel calls this short-term mood repair. When a high-stakes task triggers anxiety, your brain swaps it for a lower-risk task that still produces a sense of accomplishment, but carries no real threat of failure or judgment. Instead of writing the essay, you spend an hour color-coding your notes. Instead of applying to jobs, you spend 3 hours perfecting a resume you already edited 4 times. Instead of starting the business you have been dreaming about for years, you read 10 books about how to start a business. You feel like you are moving. The actual work has not moved an inch. Remember, you are not avoiding the task. You are avoiding how you think the task is going to make you feel. But once you actually start, you will almost always discover that the discomfort of beginning was far worse than the task itself. Now you know what the avoidance loop looks like, how your brain disguises it, and exactly how to break it. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.